back, everybody. So I got a question for everybody. Has this ever happened to you? Have you ever cried into a pint of ice cream, or in my case, a gallon, while you're stalking your ex's social media, wondering if love will ever make sense again? Well, luckily for us, Grace Fraga is here to help us laugh, heal, and rise hotter than ever. So please welcome Grace Fraga, certified relationship coach through the International Association of Professionals, IAP, stand-up comedian, cancer survivor. Can I say badass? General badass? And author of Love at First X. Because listen, she's turned breakups into comedy, and just comedy gold, and heartbreaking into healing using humor, heart, and just the right amount of sass to help, to help us find our joy again. So today she's here to guide us through how to turn breakups into breakthroughs, laugh through the pain, and rebuild stronger. So ladies and gentlemen, Grace Fraga. Time, space, and grace. That's
time,
what
space,
we're
and
here
grace.
for.
Thank
Time,
you.
space, and grace. Because, here's the thing, right? You've suffered a lot. You've overcome a lot. But here's the thing. You did it with grace.
Yes.
With grace. See? Your name means everything. Time, space, and grace.
Thank
So
you.
welcome back.
That was not ChatGPT. That's your thing.
Yeah, I know.
That was not ChatGPT. I love my ChatGPT. She's sassy and crazy, but
Mine will always say, "Are you sure you want to ask that, Carlos?" So yeah. So, but seriously though, I mean, can we really laugh our way through a heartbreak? I mean, is that even possible?
well, first of all, laughing doesn't mean that you're not hurting. Okay. It just means that you're letting light in. Okay. I think that humor is like the sacred clown of grief. It's the soul's way of saying, I still got jokes, even in this dumpster fire. When you laugh about something, then first of all, it's a release, right? Because you're going, sometimes the situation you're going is so ridiculously painful that a lot of us just turn around and laugh because it's like all you can do. You go the opposite way. And also, when you stop, and you were talking about silence, right? And reflecting. And so when you stop and reflect and you're like, okay, this breakup wasn't anybody's fault. This was just a person who was a lesson in my life, who is not my person forever. And is there really a person forever? But that's a whole different podcast. And so when you reflect on those things, you might just think about something that makes you laugh. And if you don't, I would say just kind of force it. It's okay. It's all good. And I have to bring this comment up before I continue. Can you read it?
Hold on. Yeah, you do have to say badass.
Thank you. I had to put that up. Thank you. I have to remind myself too. And we all have to remind ourselves, right? That we're badasses and we can do this. And, we got to pep ourselves up. And sometimes you got people like David and Carlos that will remind you, right? It's so good. But laughter, what laughter does, Carlos, is tell your pain. You're a guest here, not the landlord, honey. Okay. It's not denial. Don't get me wrong. It's not denial. It's survival.
Yeah.
So that's what I have to say about that. Yes, laugh through it, cry through it, be angry through it, do all of the above, and you'll be fine. Eventually, everything comes to an end, right? Nothing in this life is forever, which is good and bad, but in most of the time it's good, because in this case, the crying and the grief is going to go away at some point, or, slow down a little bit, right?
Yeah. I like how you said that we're guests, because if I'm a guest, I can choose a different hotel. So I love that. Thank you for that. That's awesome.
You're welcome.
So, all right. So let's say here's a scenario. You just broke up or whatever. There was a breakup. What's the very, very, very first thing that someone should do after a breakup?
Ooh, yeah. That's well, first, there's a shock, right? Even if you break up, there's a shock. So take a sacred pause. Again, silence, pause. In comedy, there's a book by Bobby Oliver that says embrace the pause. So before you deliver your punchline, there's a little pause. And then after you deliver your punchline, there's a pause. So embrace it, enjoy it. Don't go into like the next thing, right? So the same thing with a breakup. Take a pause, but not the kind where you spiral into stalking their Insta with your Finsta, right? Don't do that, because been there, done that.
Well, that's how you know that. By the way, that's how you know to say it, because we've done that, right?
Yes,
So,
and
yeah, go ahead.
Christy says sacred pause. Yes, absolutely. That's what it is, Christy. So what I mean is an intentional, deep breathing, barefoot on the floor, dear universe, what the actual hell just happened kind of pause, right? Because with anything that happens, cancer, breakups, a loved one passing away, there's a shock. And so pausing, I actually do that naturally, which is kind of crazy. Now that I'm saying what I have to say to others, I actually practice what I preach, but naturally, I don't even think about it. But I think most of us do that. We just kind of like, we're shocked, right? And use that space and that time to just feel. What are you feeling? You feel anger, you feel sadness. Let that feeling flow. I'm all into about letting your feelings flow, not suppressing them with toxic positivity. Let it flow. My thing is, don't let them spiral where they, just harm you or they stop you from living your life. Light a candle, set the phone down, and name your grief out loud. Give it a name. I gave my tumor a name. F off. That's what the name was. So give your grief a name, like shut up or leave me alone or whatever you want to name it. I name everything, Carlos. I name my knees when they don't work. Yeah, I name everything and it works and I talk to them. But that's that's another podcast. But it's like saying hi sadness. Okay, I see you. Don't unpack, but I let you visit. That's the key. Don't let the sadness unpack and stay and be like, hey, I'm staying for a week. And then 2 years later, it's like that roommate that you want to get out, but it's like they'd never leave. And then there's laws in California, like squatter laws, where you can't get rid of them. That's the reason I don't have roommates. So just say, hey, don't unpack, but I let you visit. And the first thing is to let your nervous system know that you're not dying. You are not dying. Okay, because it does feel like dying. And in a way, it is a death, right? Because something died. It's messy. And yes, you're emotionally bald right now. Like, yeah. And it gets cold. Let me tell you, I was bald. I had to sleep with a beanie. So it's cold. Okay. When you're emotionally bald, but you're becoming something your old relationship couldn't hold. So just know that. Okay. And everything in our life is a lesson. Everything. And we're here not only to live our purpose, but to learn and to grow. And that's number one, I think. In my personal experience. I don't preach. I just tell you what my personal experience and my observations from clients through relationship coaching, from comedy audiences, from friends, family, whatever it is. And I form my own opinion. It's debatable. If it resonates, great. If it doesn't, let me know why. I'm happy to, I've changed. I don't know about you, Carlos, but I'm very flexible. Like if somebody gives me a piece of information that does not validate what I think or my quote unquote theory that I made for myself, then I'm like, oh, let's analyze. Why is this, not okay? So I kind of like add the information and see, and if I have to change what I think, I'll change it.
Right. It's amazing that you have a flexible mindset. I know in my case, I've been wrong before. I could be wrong now. So yeah.
I'm just going to put up this comment. We're not political here, but this is how David feels when my patients have constipation. I tell them they have Trump because they're full of SHIT. hey, again, we're not political, but we appreciate
We
a funny
appreciate the
comment.
sentiment. How's that?
Yeah, we appreciate that. There you go. I love that. Very nice.
Okay, so
So
you
yeah.
described something really cool. I'm sorry. You described something really cool about why the breaking up feels like a gut punch, and that was amazing that you did that. Which made me think, okay, so what's the biggest myth about breakups in the first place?
What is the biggest myth?
Yeah.
Why do they feel like a gut punch, or
Oh,
is that
well,
okay?
yeah, we can do that.
Like
Why
they
do they feel
feel
like it?
okay. What is the biggest myth? Okay, that yeah, you were just saying okay. Uh, I think the biggest myth about breakups is that someone has to be the bad guy, the villain. Um, Look, sometimes the tower just crumbles because it was made of trauma bonding screws. Let's face it, right?
Bonding screws. Oh,
Yeah,
I like
trauma,
that.
trauma bonding.
That's a really good metaphor. I'm sorry, my mind, you saw it drift, right? I
Yeah,
literally
yeah,
was
yeah,
going
yeah. No, it takes a minute. It takes a minute. I know. But like I know many of my relationships have been like that, especially my last one that traumatized me, as you know.
yeah,
Uh, and that one was actually a trauma bonding, and it actually helped me realize what my trauma as a child was and heal from it. So, see, everything has a silver lining. And at the
yes,
moment, it felt terrible breaking up. Why, he was a narcissistic abuser, so it's like, why could he not be the person that I met? What happened? Was it me? What did I do wrong? Blah blah blah. And then I was like, oh, I was with him to. I kind of chose him, probably unconsciously, to be able to work on my abuse as a child, my narcissistic abuse as a child.
yeah.
And it was funny because he was like my mom, a Scorpio with Gemini rising. Don't,
Hard
I'm just
pass,
saying.
hard pass, man.
Oh yeah, the Scorpio. Yeah. Leos and Scorpios, it's weird. We have a weird attraction, but it's like magic or then disaster. Magic, disaster. I know. I asked ChatGPT what was my best sign for me because it knows you, right? And she
Right.
said a Leo man.
All
And I get
right.
it. I've been saying that because they get me and we give each other space.
Hmm.
We're very honest about what we feel. And it's just, and they get me. Like, a lot of people, like a lot of men are kind of like they flatter you and then they leave. But Leos are like staying there. Like Leo men are amazing. So I love my Leo men. Shout out to all my Leo men. I love you. So anyway, that was just a sidebar. But well, you know what, Carlos? Like, not every breakup needs a murder mystery plot. Really, it doesn't. Like mine did because it was so traumatic, and I needed to do that to be able to heal. But really,
Right.
nowadays, I would just have left him like 2 weeks into it. I'd be like, "Oh, he's love bombing me.
Hmm.
Bye."
Right. Yeah.
Like, no, thanks. Um, who's to blame is less helpful than what did I learn.
Right.
So
That.
breakups don't always mean something went wrong. It really doesn't. Sometimes they mean something went real. Like,
Yeah.
I saw who I was in your mirror and I don't want to be her anymore.
Right.
That's not a failure. That's sacred evolution, honey.
Right. No, I agree. I agree. And then there's the other thing where you're doing all the work. So, and they may not be a bad person, but you're crossing that 50-yard line all the time. That's in that same category too. So, um,
Absolutely. No, I hear you. Yeah. And as Leos, we're very passionate and very like, we give it our all. And sometimes people don't want to give their all. And also they get scared because we do give our all. Like we don't go halfway. We don't
right.
half-ass anything. We go
Yeah.
full. And Christy is married to a Leo, so she knows what I'm talking about.
That's
Um,
cool.
so yeah, so that's my 2 cents on your question.
Awesome. No, yeah, thank you. Thank you. So, all right, so we've made sure that that we've processed what to do, or with the relationship has happened. We realize that no one needs to be a villain. We're doing these good things for ourselves. So, what's the healthiest way to process a breakup?
Okay, what I like to do is to think of it as a soul detox. Okay. You don't just stop missing them overnight. Obviously, you can't, right? You just actively unhook your energy from theirs. And there's a thing called, this is on a spiritual level. They're invisible cords. And actually, it's not a spiritual thing because there have been experiments where you can see the energy cords when people are kissing or when they're loving on each other, right? And so you literally have to break those cords. That's why people say cut ties, right?
Yeah.
But you can't do it overnight. You can't be like, all of a sudden wake up at 3 a.m. Let's cut them all, because it's not going to work. So take your time, cry, rage journal, do breath work until you scream like a nut in your car. Done that. Let your grief be like TikTok unfiltered, not Instagram cute. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And please, please move your body. Trauma gets sticky in your muscles. We talked about that with Christy, and definitely it gets in your muscles. It just stays there. So move your body, let it out, release it. Dance out, dance it out, dance it out. That's a great, like you're shaking off an exorcism at Coachella or something. Just dance it out.
Interesting image there.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's awesome.
Healing, Carlos, is a verb, right? It looks ugly. It's, ugly sobs. But then solo hikes, solo going to a restaurant. I do that and I love it. And and deleting playlists that once made you feel in love, but now just sound like betrayal with a beat.
Yes. And it's usually reggaeton, but yes.
Reggaeton.
Right, so
for me, because he was much older than me. The last one is, way older. It's kind of like Frank Sinatra.
Yeah, I was thinking polka, but yeah, that's
Tony Bennett. I swear to God, I'm like, ooh. I used to love Tony Bennett, but not
man,
anymore.
you're killing me with these images today, man. It's like, well, okay, there's all right. So how about this one? Because this is this is a tricky one.
Yes.
What about rebound relationships? Yay or nay?
Well, to me, rebounds are like microwave pizza. Sometimes they hit, and sometimes you burn your mouth and cry about the original slice. Last week that happened to me. So now I'm eating the whole pizza. I don't microwave it anymore. I heat it up in the oven, boom, 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 eat the whole pizza, gain 10 pounds. I don't care. Yeah. So, to be honest, a rebound is not bad. If you're conscious that you're in a rebound situation, if you're saying this is fun and I know it's not forever, cool. But if you're treating it like a new person, like an emotional spackle to fill the hole that your ex left, that's a no from your soul, definitely. And I've done that. After the abuser, I went out with somebody who was actually the opposite, personality-wise, a Virgo. So I went from a Scorpio to a Virgo, so complete opposites, from raw emotion and abuse to like just complete logic. And cleanliness. He taught me a lot, I'm telling you. He was amazing, and we're still friends, so that tells you something, right? But he knew he was the rebound guy. I knew he was my rebound guy. We both were conscious about it, but maybe it could have flourished into something we didn't know, but it didn't. We're just good friends. So ask yourself, this is what I suggest: am I choosing them, or am I just trying not to feel lonely in my own bed? And be honest. Be raw and honest about it. Because we do lie to ourselves a lot, don't we?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong. Which, by the way, this brings up literally my next question. That's the first one. This is the one that kills me because I haven't always done it well. What are the red flags that we need to ignore? That
we tend to ignore, right?
Yeah.
That we need to ignore. That was a Freudian slip on your end, Carlos.
I guess so, man. I guess so. I've told you my story too. So.
I know. That's why I'm teasing you about it.
Yeah, it's all right. No, in my case, it was need. In your case, it was want. Because once again, ladies and gentlemen, Grace is so much cooler than me. So that's the.
Oh, stop it! No, we're both humans. We're both very human. No.
Tend to ignore.
Yeah, tend.
I'm killing your podcast here.
No, that was delicious because I know exactly. Listen, I've ignored so many red flags. I have a collection. I had to rent storage space because I have so many red flags I collected in my life. So listen, you're preaching to the choir, but not anymore. Let me tell you, I have a red flag and I'm out the door. I am running and I have bad knees. I don't care. My knees can crack. They can make me fall. I crawl out. I don't care. So that's how I feel about that. Okay. So for example, like this is one we ignore a lot, especially women with men. Like I'm bad at communicating, right? Like it's an endearing quirk instead of a neon sign from the universe saying, run, sister, run.
Right.
And here David says, red flag syndrome right here. I know, right? Yeah, we all do it, David. Look at Carlos. It slipped. The want to ignore. I had to rent, a U-Haul and storage space to get my flags out of my house. So yeah, listen, we all do it because we want to be in love. We want to make it work. And so it is with good intentions, but what is it? The saying, hell is paved with good intentions or something?
Yes, the road to hell. Yeah.
And hell is right here on earth, by the way. It's not somewhere else. It's right here. We can create our own hell or our own heaven. It's up to us. Yes. So I think that, for example, we justify ghosting as they're just overwhelmed when actually they're just ghosting. It's very simple. Like, try not to overanalyze. And I am guilty AF about overanalyzing everything. I don't know about you, Carlos. I overanalyze everything. So instead of overanalyzing to excuse behavior, I'm now overanalyzing to figure out the quantum field.
Right.
Yeah. That's what I'm doing. Like figure out quantum physics. Just something a little bit more less emotional,
right?
So and less terrifying. So, like if you hear them say, like, I'm still figuring myself out, and we're I know, and then we're like, let me help you. Like we're applying to be their therapist, parent, life coach for free. No thanks.
Yeah.
No.
And it never stops either. Once you do that, that's it.
Oof. It's over. I know you can't help yourself. You can learn from me and I can learn from you, but I am not going to be your therapist. I can't. So red flags, basically, Carlos, they're data. If someone consistently makes you question your worth or peace or reality, that's not passion. That's a walking trigger in human skin.
Yeah.
Really. If somebody disturbs your peace even one day, out. I'm not kidding. That's how strict I've become with my, relationships in general. If somebody doesn't give me, peace, bring me into my energy field, peace, love, joy, passion, care, because I'm going to bring the same to you.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not saying, you can't have bad days. That's not what we're talking about. Right. We're talking about a little bigger picture thing. So anyway, I hope that answers the question.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, gosh, we could talk about this like forever.
I wrote, by the way, I'm so silly. I wrote a book called Love at First X, and it's a humorous guide to coping with breakups and making the most out of your relationship with your ex-lover, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. And it sells on my store, the State of Grace shop, for $5.99 on PDF. You can read it on your phone or on your computer. I'm going to put the banner for the shop so you can get it if you want to. Only $5.99, really. And by the way, look at the shop. There's so many cute things and t-shirts and hats and okay, here, like beanies, joyful vibes. This one is Thriver Club. Look how cute. Mm-hmm. And then this one, I wear them all when I go like to the comedy clubs. And this one, Joyful Vibes. So anyway, moving on. That was my little infomercial. If Trump does an infomercial at the White House for Teslas, I can do my own infomercial, right?
Well, I'd apply for the Grace Fraga credit card. So, the Grace Fraga gold card, but
oh my God. Well, it's not $5 million. It might be like $50, but
That's a lot for me. So, gosh, I love this topic with you, Grace, so much. But
Thank you. I love
let's,
it too.
yeah. So let's
With
talk about the
you.
future. Let's talk about the future.
Okay.
What's your ultimate relationship goal now and going forward?
What's
What's your ultimate relationship goal now?
my personal? My
Yes.
personal or in general, what do you want me to answer on that one?
Ooh, personal is more fun. If I need to hear what the personal one. No, whatever, whichever one you want to answer.
Okay. All right. So buckle up. My goal is to build. Yes, buckle up, baby.
I'm buckled.
Okay. Yes, it's not a hit and run, but just buckle up.
You've already had that. You don't need another one.
I know. I got him good, didn't I?
Yeah.
So my goal is to build a relationship that feels like truth, not performance. Truth, authenticity. One where I don't shrink, explain, or beg. I want a love that is electric, grounded, and spiritually expansive and emotionally safe. What I want is a divine partnership, not trauma theater. Been there, done that.
Yes.
Okay. Got an award and everything. I want reciprocity, not rescue missions, and laughter, lots of it. That's my goal. If I can't be fully me with someone, then I'd rather be fully me with me, because honestly, I'm a really good time.
Yes, you are.
Thank you. And just to close the whole segment, breakups don't mean that you're broken. They mean you're being broken open, so your light can shine even brighter. So let the tears come, then let the laughter heal you. Remember that you are lovable, powerful, and destined for more. So, honey, get up, glow up, and remember, the best revenge is living joyfully and maybe posting a hot selfie or two. Yeah, that works. That works for me.
There we go.
We have some comments. I would love to, let's see. Here's Christy. You should host a Bring Your Good Ex party, recycle the good ones. Oh, Sex and the City had a episode about that, Christy. Yeah. Yeah. Now, I have a couple of recyclable ones. Maybe.
Are they still alive?
Unfortunately, the non-recyclable ones are.
Yeah, they seem to live longer. I don't know what. Yeah.
What the hell? I know. Oh, David, thank you. I have read 2 of Grace's books. Best decision I ever made. Thank you so much, David. Tell us which ones you read. Oh, thank you. David Marco, LOL, I guess because of this one. The red flag syndrome right here. Yes. Hi, Johnny. Bravo. How are you? Thank you for being here. And Christy, Grace, you're amazing. That love is a reflection of you and on the way. Oh, thank you. Oh, I love you so much, Christy. Thank you. She's a beam of sunshine. She's like, you are just, what do they call it? A lighthouse. She's a lighthouse, definitely. And powerful and magical. She is all of that. Always been. So anyway, I think we are done with this. Let me tell you, engineering and doing all this is crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, David, thank you. Grace deserves the world. Thank you. So do you, David. And if there's a red flag, go ahead and wave it and look at it and be like, oh, shit. and throw it away in the trash, burn it, whatever. Thanks, love. You are welcome. You are so welcome. I just speak truth. I don't BS. I can't do it. I could never do it. I could never BS. Like, I don't know how people can do it. Good acting. And I'm a good actress though, but not in real life. Yes. All right. So now we have, let me see, the next one. I have so many things here. You guys, I don't know how I do this. Eventually, Carlos, I think I'm going to be able to afford somebody that can like engineer the whole thing for me so I can relax.
Well, it's tough doing. It's tough because you're basically doing 4 things at a time. You're presenting, you're hosting, you're doing the technical stuff. Actually, there's more than that, but you're monitoring too. So you have to monitor the banners and these comments And yeah, and then things happen, things fall through the cracks. When I was mentioning that it's like the Muppet Show, it's exactly that. It's like, Kermit's sitting here trying to get things to work. And so, yeah.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, you're brilliant. And you know
Oh,
what?
thank
Here's
you.
the thing, by the way, just so you know, you could have like this show totally explode, but because you're joyful on the inside, it wouldn't matter. It
It
would
was,
still,
yeah.
people would still see you for you. And that's the
Oh,
most
thank
important
you.
thing you could do that's the most important gift you can give us is you.
Thank you. Thank you. Everybody is, the best gift you can give is you. And I think that applies to everyone except the narcissistic abusers,
Yeah.
murderers,
Yeah.
unalivers, excuse me,
White collar criminals,
yeah,
people who park
thieves,
in handicap spaces. Yeah.
yeah, oligarch thieves,
Yes.
the whole thing. Exceptions, but in general, if you're a good person and care about the world and care about yourself, then yes, the best gift you can give the world is you. And I'm not saying you're a gift to the world because that's grandiose, but that's what I believe. Oh, David, Grace has become my safe place. Her accounts, website, attitude. I love it all. Thank you so much, David. I love you. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for your support. He's like the sweetest. And you, Mr. Shine Your Light, like nobody's business. You have a big light to shine. And he's helps other people. Like he's amazing. And he's a doctor too. So like he has
Dr.
time to
Amazing.
help. Yeah, I know. Doctors, if they take their profession seriously and to help others, can be like total angels, like David. Are you tired of breakups leaving you feeling like a soggy tissue? Well, darling, it's time to shake things up. I'm Grace Fraga, certified relationship coach by IAP, and I've got the ultimate cure for your post-breakup blues. Introducing Love at First X, a humorous guide that takes the sting out of a heartbreak and turns it into your best comeback story. From crying on your pillow to dancing in the kitchen, this book is your sassy, laugh out loud companion. But wait, it gets better. I've created exclusive bundle packages at the State of Grace shop, designed to give you the TLC you deserve. Get everything from one-on-one coaching with yours truly to personalized breakup recovery tools. Let's face it, honey, we're turning your breakup into a glow-up. So whether you're crying over an ex or ready to move on like a boss, I've got your back. You can laugh, learn, and level up with my coaching and my book. Because, let's be real, breakups are just a detour on the road to fabulous. Visit www.thestateofgraceshop.com to get your bundle today. Let's flip the script on breakups together.